Hey there. I hope you are able to hear me. Sorry for the slight delay in getting started today. Um, but here I am. I got carried away a little bit with one of the videos that I was watching, and I went into research. And when I got up, I saw that it's almost 8:10. So I don't know how many of you are going to be able to join because you have your own morning routine. And if I'm late, it's my fault. So with that said, let me just proceed. S&P 500, as I mentioned in my shorts version, it's already confirmed the support. Hi, hot dog. Sorry for the delay. I was doing more research into that video clip that you sent me. It set me thinking. Anyway, coming back to what we have here is that yesterday's candle on S&P 500 has confirmed 6,859.75 as a support. This is absolutely bullish. That means we have a resistance which is going to come up today for S&P 500 futures at 6909.75. So the next objective will be to get into this parallel channel. And I think that as we go above this second shoulder, the head and shoulder pattern just gets dismantled. I'm just going to remove this. I think that it's almost a foregone conclusion in my mind. I may be wrong, but I don't think we are going to need these targets anymore. A part of me says that if you look at the fundamentals, if you look at the geopolitics and everything, we are in a big mess, but the charts are saying that we are going into a different position altogether. So now I'm going to do something, revisualize this whole thing. So the other possibility that could happen is if we do not go above, if we do not get into this parallel channel, then we have a slight possibility of doing this: shoulder, head, shoulder. But the second shoulder cannot be equal to or bigger than the head. So that's one of the constraints we have to keep in mind. So this is a possibility that we have, and we don't know how things are going to proceed. So let me just take this and just remove these things so that we don't have any confusion going forward. This knocked out, this also knocked out. So right now everything is screaming bullishness, apart from the fact that the volumes are a bit low. This is one thing that worries me. Market sentiment is saying that, yeah, we are moving towards a bullish direction. MACD is saying we are moving towards a bullish direction. Momentum is also saying that we are slowly moving towards the bullish direction. RSI is plenty of room. And our head and shoulder got just dismantled because we just crossed the shoulder. We have gone above the right shoulder. So the old head and shoulder doesn't exist anymore. So this is the story for today. And NASDAQ also is trying to break through this critical resistance. If it goes above this resistance and confirms above this resistance, what is going to happen is that the head and shoulder as it is gone, because we have already matched the second shoulder. The moment we cross over this, we'll extinguish the head and shoulder completely, and we can dispense with all the markings that I have out here. And market sentiment is also getting bullish. MACD is bullish. Momentum is above average. Everything screams bullish. Now, this could be the time when you could have a rug pull. We don't know. I would like to hear from you what your thoughts are. And out here in dollar index, as I mentioned earlier, we have a double top. And I think the double top gets triggered when we fall below this trigger line. And I'm going to just draw a target for the dollar. Just pull this down and put it in here. So the dollar could go as low as 98.178. And fortunately for us, when you look at USD JPY, I mean, USD JPY is moving in the right direction to prevent a yen unwind. So we are getting a lot of relief on that side. So overall, that is looking good. And our VIX is also continuing to go down. We started off much lower and started picking up. We have PCE coming up today. So if you look at the economic calendar, you have the core PCE price index, Michigan consumer sentiment, personal income, etc., etc. But right now, I think the market is just looking for an excuse to go up. Right now, bad news is good news, which means if you have bad employment number, bad PCE number, that is good news because the Fed will cut rates. And that's what the market is focused on. We have to come to a situation where bad news is actually bad news and the market reacts to it that way. We are not there yet. So we have to focus more, I think, on the technicals rather than the fundamentals, because fundamentals can change at some point of time and the technicals will give us a pre-warning of when that is going to happen. So I'm just checking out whether our stream is alive. Yes, we are still alive, going on. Now let's go to gold. When I look at gold, I can see that we are continuing to be on this bull channel. I am still waiting for us to touch this diagonal line of support so that I can do dollar cost averaging and buy a little more gold. And while I do that, I'm also cognizant that I need to look at the level at which we end up stopping and try to make sense of what is happening out there. So what I would say is that I'm going to remove this and I'm going to go for a rectangle. Let us see where we have a rectangle. I'm going to take this rectangle and I'm going to start off with the bottom out here. Go to the top. And this is something that I would like to focus on. So this is the concept I'm looking at. I think there is this area of resistance which is available, which has propped us up twice and which had kept us below before. And since 21st of October, we have not been able to break above this. So this is a significant band of resistance. So once we break out of this resistance and confirm it as a support, that's another point at which I would like to do some dollar cost averaging. So either we come closer to this line and I do DCA, or we confirm this as a support and I do a DCA. We will see, but I'm not going to worry if I lose the opportunity and the price goes up and it becomes dangerous to buy anymore. We should also remember we still have a target, which is saying that gold should touch 4,656.198. That said, let's go on and have a look at the indicators, key resistance and support for today. So we have a very strong candle out here. There was a lot of attempts to sell, but the buyers bought up and pushed it up. So you have a long tail, and this is the opposite of a topping tail. This is a bottoming out tail, and this is going to be the foundation for bullishness going forward. So that's the way I would interpret this candle. But the fact remains that we have a topping tail which is still above that. So we have to still take out 6872.26. But I'm thinking that the possibility of taking that out becomes much stronger if we have a candle like this. And exactly that's what this candle is indicating to us, that now we have an opportunity to extinguish this topping tail pattern and start creating new higher highs. So we are getting into more of a bullish pattern. And also, if you look at this this wedge out here, I would consider that to be a bullish pennant. And now we are in a position to plot a little bit more ahead. So what I would do is I would take the length from here to here and say this is the bullish pennant, and we broke out here. So I have a target of 7,031.08 for S&P 500. And I don't know when it's going to be achieved. It could happen this year, it could happen next year, or maybe we go halfway there and then start coming down. Any of those things can happen. But at this time, I'm feeling comfortable to put the target out there. Next, we go to NASDAQ. NASDAQ is trying to break through this neckline, and once it breaks through this band of resistance which I had drawn yesterday, we had the equivalent of that in the future section this morning. So we are still within this. If we break out above this, then we'll talk about creating a new bull channel and taking out this topping tail. We have not yet taken out the topping tail. So today could be the day when we do that, because MACD market sentiment, momentum, everything indicates that there's a good possibility it can happen. If we look at QQQ, we can see that QQQ is already showing a positive this morning. Yesterday morning also, I think it was positive, but then it created a red candle, and that red candle it created was a topping tail, which took out the earlier topping tail and created a new topping tail. So this is what I am thinking is happening out here, and we'll see how things go. Oh, sorry, it's not a topping tail. This is something different. I think we are likely to take out this resistance out here, and then once we take out this resistance, we are going to be able to form a bullish pattern. Given that S&P 500 is already in that direction, I think all of this screams that there is going to be the next bull run out there. A bit too early to call. Let us see what PCE says and how the market reacts, but all signals indicate that we are going for something big. At the same time, there is also the possibility that we can alter this head and shoulder pattern, and what we are creating now could be the second shoulder. And then that's going to be pretty dangerous if it gets triggered. So we have both the possibilities out there. But for right now, I think there is bullishness in the environment, unless PCE comes in and delivers a message that derails us. So with that said, let's go on to AI. We are looking at NVDA. NVDA is up 0.33% in pre-market trades. So our support at 183.49 is going to form the role of the initial support. If we fail this, then the next support will be available at 181.42. Right now we are at 183.95. We are still under the spell of this head and shoulder pattern, which has not been extinguished as yet. Market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, and momentum is below average. So you can't take it to the bank right now. Meta is up 0.52%. Yesterday also it was up, but then it came down. There's a gap up that needs to be filled. And we have a resistance at 651.22, which in all probability is going to help us stay above today. This will perform the role of a support, but this was not a confirmed support to begin with. It was a confirmed resistance. So if we come to this, the chances of us falling down is pretty high unless we close above 675.82, in which case we'll confirm this as a confirmed support. So that's the story I'm going to give you today. Market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is above average. So our chances of doing a bit of consolidation here, creating a green candle here, and then taking out the top of this one is going to be quite big. Now, if I look at drawing a horizontal line out here, you can see that this creates some kind of a resistance. So this is going to be the resistance for today, and it's at 665.40 if I'm not mistaken. No, it's at 676.16. That's our resistance for today for Meta. Google is up 0.38%, and as I mentioned yesterday, we are taken off this diagonal line of support, but in the morning we were above, and by the time the market ended, we came back inside again. Maybe today we are going to break through. I'll hope that that happens, in which case we'll still be looking at a target of around 375.47 for Google. Let us see what happens. All systems are go for Google, and we look at Amazon. Amazon is up 0.38% in pre-market trades. We have this huge red candle from yesterday. Sorry. Yesterday we were high, but market sentiment was bearish, MACD was also neutral, and momentum was below average, so around average. So today we have got a positive out here, but looking at the formation out here, I think that we are in for a negative day, in which case the support can be found at 226.91 and the resistance can be found at 232.79 because all the other indicators have become bearish right now. So all that, including the previous candle, all of them seem to indicate that we are not doing that great. Apple is down 0.14% in pre-market trades, and it's going to get a little bit of a support somewhere around 274.96 today. So this is where I'm thinking that we are going to get support for Apple. And in terms of resistance, I think we have a new resistance out here, and this resistance is going to be resistance for today at 286.33. Now, next, let's look at Microsoft, which is up 0.32% in pre-market trades. And as I mentioned yesterday, we had this diagonal line of resistance which held us below, and today we are above that. So for today, this diagonal line of resistance is at 481.55. We are at 482.40. So if we close above this, then tomorrow we have to have a candle that can confirm this diagonal line of resistance as a diagonal line of support. Right now it is the initial support. We have not yet confirmed it. It's a confirmed resistance, and therefore if we hit this, we are likely to fall down. So we have to see what happens today. Our resistance is going to be 486.19. Next, let's look at Tesla. Tesla is up 0.04% in pre-market trade, and it's continuing to look very strong. We had a bull flag and we broke out on the upside, and our next resistance is going to be at 461.82. And let's look at Oracle. Oracle is up 2.41% in pre-market trades. We had this diagonal line of resistance, which is today becoming a support. I'm going to mark this green. And we are above this right now. We are at 219.54, and for today the support is going to be 218.64, and our resistance for today is going to be 226.98. AMD is up 0.57% in pre-market trades, and it's doing a bit of consolidation out here. I don't have a clear pattern formation that can guide me either way. Market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is below average. So I would say bearishness is in store, but pre-market action indicates a bit of bullishness. I would peg the resistance at 222.32. SMCI is up 0.32% in pre-market trade, but it has got support at 34.05. So I'm going to mark that as a support. This support was created yesterday, so we have to close above 34.39 today in order to confirm this support. If not, we're going to break down below this support because this is a confirmed resistance from before. It has just been converted into support yesterday, but we have not yet confirmed it. Market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bullish, momentum is still below average. So on balance, I would say that the chances of us having a red candle today and falling below this support is higher than the chances of us confirming that support. Broadcom is up 1.23%, and it's going to get support at 386.54, and sorry, it's going to get resistance at 386.54, and it's going to get some support at 377.81. Next, we are looking at Palantir, which is up 0.33% in pre-market trades, and it will get a resistance at around 182.02. Next, let's look at SMH. SMH is up 0.71% in pre-market trades, and earlier we had a resistance at 363.44, which has now become a support because pre-market we are already above it. But I'm not going to change anything right now. All I'm going to say is that we have not confirmed the support at 359.78 because we did not close above 364.45. So what is going to happen today? That's the big question. So if we fall, if we touch this support of 359.61, there's a good chance that we'll fall down below that because it's an unconfirmed support, but it's a confirmed resistance. That's the message with which I'd like to leave you. Tempus AI is up for 0.43%, and it's going to get a resistance at 77.14. Right now it's at 76.66. Next, I would like to go on and have a look at Genomics, where we have Prime, which is flat in pre-market trades, and there is a strong resistance at 3.87. That's going to perform the role of resistance today. Pre-market, we are up 0.52%. We are at 3.87, exactly on top of this. So I don't have any comments for where it's going to go because there's a mixed message. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bullish, momentum below average. And we have this resistance out here, which has held us for a very long period of time. So I would like to see what happens when the market opens. We need to confirm this as a support. Maybe we could do that today. We could achieve that support by closing above 4.07. If we do that, I think we would have confirmed this as a support, but it has not happened. Intelia is down 0.10% in pre-market trades. And do we have a double bottom out here? Okay, let us check that out. This looks like a double bottom to me, and we would have also triggered the double bottom. So I'm going to just take a line from here and draw it out here and pull it up to adjust. So this could have been the trigger point for this double bottom. And if that is the case, then we should have a target out here which would take us to $10. So I would put a target of $10 for Intelia. Hot Dog is saying rumors of CRISP takeover bid grow. Candidates include Vertex, Pfizer, and Regeneron. Yeah, all of them. I think Pfizer has got a whole lot of money. Regeneron has a lot of money. Vertex has previous cultural integration with CRISPR Therapeutics, but then they got out of their collaboration for type 1 diabetes, and they're doing their own bets, which indicates that they're not that into CRISPR. Pfizer and Regeneron seem to be much stronger bets out here, and if they start coming in, then Vertex will also have to step up, because Vertex has got agreements with CRISPR Therapeutics, and they have Casgevy already monetized with CRISPR. So from that point of view, Vertex will then have to step up, and it has to decide whether they are 100% believing in CRISPR Therapeutics or whether they are willing to let it go and they believe in their own in-house capabilities. So it's going to be a moment of truth for Vertex. That's how I'm thinking. Hot Dog, what do you think? Please let me know. And with that said, let us look at CRISPR Therapeutics, which is down 1.03% in pre-market trades. And we have support at 1.84. The support was created day before yesterday, and it was confirmed yesterday. So this is a confirmed line of support, very strong support. And if we come down, we are going to bounce off this support at 1.84. This is Caribou Biosciences I'm talking about, not CRISPR, Caribou Biosciences. So we'll have a strong support out here. And for today, I'm going to pull this diagonal out, and I'm going to say that we have a resistance today for Caribou Biosciences at 2.03. Next, let us look at Beam Therapeutics. Beam Therapeutics is marching towards our cup and handle target of 30.96. This morning, it's up 0.10%. And I feel comfortable to say that we will definitely achieve at least 30.68 on Beam Therapeutics. And if you ask me, Raj, have you put any money into it? My answer is no. I have not put any money into it. I'm sitting on cash. There are going to be better companies with less risk. I'm a risk-averse person at my stage in life. I'm going to wait for a very good time where I can put that money into something like a Berkshire Hathaway, or something very strong like Google, or something very strong like Eli Lilly. Things like that. I would like to wait and put my money in there. I don't want to get into a risky company for short term. I'm not doing that because I may not be doing swing trading. Maybe a year down the line, I'm going to get into more of a spiritual life or something like that, have much more peace of mind. And at that time, I want all my investments to be self-sustaining. I don't need to look at the newspaper and worry about it. So that's what I'm thinking. I may get into a conservative ETF or something like that, and have more money in fixed deposits and stuff like that. So that's where I'm coming from. So if you're a young whippersnapper and you're going to look at this and you're going to do a lot of more earnings and putting money into the stock market, well, this is something that you should seriously consider. Beam, for the next 1 or 2 days, take some profits and then sell it out. Of course, not financial advice, personal opinion. Hot Dog is saying, I think there will be quite a premium on the price in any takeover. Yes, for sure. Next, we have Altimmune, which is up 0.19%. I'm happy with that, but we have this resistance at 5.31. Are we going to take it out? Pre-market, we seem to be saying yes. And if that happens, then I would consider this to be a bull flag pull, and this was a bull flag breakout. I'll put a new target out there for Altimmune. And I'll be happy to look at that. And I'm going to just pull this down here and bring this down as a diagonal line of resistance. And I would say that we have this diagonal line of resistance out here, which is going to form the role of resistance for Altimmune today. And that's going to be at 5.53. Next, we have Editas, which is flat in pre-market trade. It's going to get support today at 2.36. I'm going to mark this as a support. We have to confirm this support, and hopefully we do that today. Next, we have Illumina, which is up 0.32%. There's a support out here at around 121.45. We have CRISPR Therapeutics, which is up 0.28% in pre-market trades. And we have resistance at 56.37, which is a confirmed resistance that has now been converted into a support. So today we should aim to close above 59.74 in order to confirm this support. I'm going to mark this green right now, and our resistance for today is 61.07. Next, we look at Allogene. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go, let me see if we have anything else. We have this reverse head and shoulder, which is giving us a target of 60.87. So that's one positive that we have out here. Apart from that, market sentiment improving is a good thing. MACD bullish is a good thing, and momentum above average is a good thing. Plenty of room on the RSI. So CRISPR could take off if the takeover rumors are keep on getting stronger. And have I bought CRISPR? No. Am I going to buy CRISPR right now? No. If I have to buy, I'll buy closer to the support levels. Allogene has got no trades pre-market, and it will get some support at 1.35. Right now it's at 1.44. I'm going to convert this into a support, and we have not confirmed this support, so we can fall down below this line if it happens. Next, I'm looking at Grail, which is down 0.15% in pre-market trade. It will get support at 91.24. PSCB is up 0.40% in pre-market trades, and we have this diagonal line of resistance, which would have posed resistance at 2.34 today, but it's going to play the role of support today because right now pre-market we are at 2.53. Apart from this, I think I'm going to skip ARCG, Vertex and all today. Let's look at Vertex because it has got relevance to CRISPR Therapeutics. Vertex is up 0.02%, and I don't see anything major out here worth talking about. Then I would like to go right away to Precision. Precision is up 0.27% in pre-market trades. Support is at 3.63, and this is unconfirmed support. I'm just going to mark this green. 3.63 is the support, and resistance today is going to be at 3.90. Eli Lilly is up 0.31% in pre-market trades. Could this be a bull flag with a flagpole that is much longer? I'd like to see more candles come up. I don't have any message for you today for that. Ultragenyx is down 1.45% in pre-market trades, but it's still riding the bull channel out here. So with that, I would like to go and have a look at currencies. And in currencies, I'm looking at Bitcoin USD. Bitcoin has fallen below the support. The support was not confirmed in the first place. So we have a resistance at 91,790 for Bitcoin today. That's the extent of what I can talk about. I don't have any more insights into this. So friends, that kind of brings me to an end of today's session. I don't have any major insight as such. Like you, I'm going to watch the market and see what happens. And thanks Hot Dog for sending me the video of Jensen Huang. That has set my mind thinking. And I'm thinking that the businessmen are looking at a very narrow picture, and they are supporting a very narrow agenda in the US. And they probably might be willing to sacrifice portion of the agenda that is nice to have, that is for other people to have income to buy their products. They are looking more at other countries where they could move. And believe me, all these companies, they don't have any loyalty to any country. They will just up and move from a country where the business environment doesn't give them the opportunity to grow, where the colleges are destroyed, universities are destroyed, there is no new original research coming up. These same companies will sponsor other universities in other countries and take the IP from there, monetize it, and keep moving to jurisdictions which are more favorable. So those things can happen. So United States needs to really up its games. The US voter have to start looking at what exactly is happening in their country, because if without universal basic income or some other measure, all these companies may end up with successful AI, but the products will have no takers because the takers have no money to buy any of those things. So that's the fundamental question that's not being addressed by anybody at any level, except for some philosophers who are talking about it. But without that, I think we have a really bad situation happening. So friends, with that, I would like to sign off. I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now. Thanks for joining Hot Dog. Bye for now.